Hello, you're welcome to another tutorial, HTML tutorial for beginners, a crash course on HTML basics. We are now on to lesson 2 after we have done introduction on some basic things in lesson 1. My name remains Vincent Hope, your instructor for this lesson and for this guide. So today we're going to be dealing with 4 things in HTML. We're going to be dealing with adding links, also adding images, also adding lists, and also adding tables in HTML. That's what we're going to be doing today. So just for basic information, so we're starting with number 1, which is links. For basic information, this tag here, this HR tag here, this is a horizontal rule tag that creates a horizontal line on the web page. If you want a horizontal line on your web page, you add this tag, HR tag. So just to mention. Now we go to the link. Now to create a link in an HTML program or coding, you use this tag, which is called the anchor tag. You have A, remember A, and the opening tag, which is A, and the ending tag, which is A/A. So this is the anchor tag, which is used to connect web pages on a web or websites together. So inside the anchor tag, you have the href attribute. When added to an anchor tag, it is used to link web pages or sites together. You discover so many times in every web page, you could click a link that takes you to a new page, or you can click a link that takes you to another portion of the same web page. To do that, you need the href attribute. So this is how it is used. Href, open the tag anchor, href equal to, you put this external site or internal point here, then cover it, you close it with an inverted commas, cover it. This is the code. Then you put the text here, which is Google link. You can put any text you decide to, /a, that's you close the tag href. Say note, href stands for HTML reference. Then we also have, quickly, so before we go into the coding, we have the target attribute. When added to the anchor tag, allows a linked page or website to open a new window. We will see how that is used. So this is how the target attribute is used. So now we're going to do this. You see this code here, href equal to https www.google.com target blank, which means opening a new window. You put the statement, the text that's going to show Google link /tag. So let's do that. So what do? We open our code editor, which is Notepad++. We are opening it here. Now this is the Notepad++. We open it here. If we come here from this text here, let me copy this text here. Just copy it directly. Right click and click copy. I click copy there, and I go to the code editor and I come under it, I paste it here. Now you see it here, it is here. Now let's test it. Let's save it. Let's go back to the beginning of the page on this side. So now, like we normally do, we go back to the H file where we saved this, and we saved it on lesson 1. So let's go back there. So we minimize this, minimize this is behind. So we have our HTML. This is where we saved our document on the HTML class. But look at the document here. So if I double click it now you discover that we have a Google link here. That link, let me open the code editor. So you see it here, the code editor shown here. So this Google link, the link that put it here is this code here. I hope you can see that now. So if I click the Google link and my data is on, if I click the Google link, you can see now it takes me to the Google page. Now let's check for another, let's do another link. Let's come, for example, we go to, let's type Amazon, press enter. Now I open as Amazon on a different page. I open Amazon, I bring it down, I open Amazon. So this is the Amazon website. Okay, so what brought me here? I'll bring the Amazon into the record screen so that we can all see it. This is the Amazon web page. Now, this is what is the address? This is www.amazon.com. So let me just copy this, only this portion. Copy it. I can press Ctrl C. If I press Ctrl C, which is the same thing as right click and click copy, I go to my code editor, which is the Notepad++. Now, instead of this google.com, I come here and I insert, I highlight this and I click paste. You can see now it has been changed to Amazon, and I change this one, the link, I can change it to what? Amazon link. Amazon link, and I save as usual. I've saved it under the same lesson 1. So I go back to where my file is, which is the lesson 1. If I double click it, now you can see now it's no longer Google link, I now have Amazon link. So if I click the Amazon link, now you can see it has opened the Amazon website. You can see it opened it. So that's how you put links inside your HTML code. Now let's make progress. We come back here. Now we have sort of this. Now how do you we now have what? Adding images. Now to add image, we use the image tag, img, opening tag. Then we also have the what? The closing tag. This is the image tag that is used to insert an image to a web page. It is conventional to download the image to an image folder you created for the website. Now inside the image tag we have this src attribute. It's called the source attribute. When added to the image tag, it is used to upload an image from its source. Now this is the code. Image source equal to C. Here we store the picture in pictures, and the picture name is pic.gif, and this is it. Now let's do something together. Let me copy this first and we see how it works. I copied this code here. I copy this code, I right click it, I click copy, then I go to my HTML code. Now remember, we have been putting layer by layer so that you can follow up. Then I press enter, I paste this code under. Now you can see that this code has been pasted. Image source C/P means that the picture is in the picture itself, the image is in the pictures folder, and the name of the image is pic1.gif. Then the height of that image is 400, the width is 400. So I save it. When I save it and I go back to my file, I click here, let me bring it up. This is the file here. If I double click now you see that the image has been inserted. This is the image here. Let me bring this window to the side. I bring this window to this side. Now you see the image here. This is the image here, which is coming from this code editor. So this image here, pictures/pic.gif. Now let's check. Let's do some manipulations. Now let's come to the full. Let's first check where the source file is. We open the folder. Let me show you where it is. It's hidden. So I come to my drive C. I stored the picture. So you see the picture is located here. You see the folder here, pictures. If I click open, you can see I have pic 1 and pic 2. And they are both, the type of file is JFIF file. GIF is a GIF file. Are you following? Now, remember on our code editor, we have GIF pic 1. Here we have pic 1 and pic 2. So I can also change this one to pic 2. Pic 2, and I save it. It will see it will give me a different picture. I come to my browser, I click here, I press enter. You can see the picture image has changed because the code editor here is representing the second picture, pic 2, the code editor here. Now let's do another manipulation. Now remember we said the height is 400. Assuming I want to make my height, I change it to 300. And I want to make my width, 200. Now, I save it on my code editor, I save. If I come here and I press enter, you see the difference. You can see that the height is 300, it's longer, and the width is 200, it's shorter. Now, how did I get the pictures there? I can do that. I can go back to my browser. If I click my browser, I open up my browser. There's Amazon. You should be able to do that, but let me just show you a simple, practical way to do that. Amazon, I type Google, for example. I just type Google. So I press enter. If I type Google, press enter. I'm bringing it here. It's going to open the Google sheet. So let me just type pictures. I can type any picture, just type pictures. I want to save a picture in that file, pictures. Or footballers, for example. Footballers. I press enter. It will give me pictures of different footballers. I can decide to just go to where I'll get more pictures. I think it's under this. This is not in English, but let me click this point. If I click here, I see more pictures. So supposing I just want to take this one, Ronaldo, and I right click it, and I click the save. I say save as. You can see the folder where these two are stored. They are under pictures. So I can call this one pic 3. You can give it any name you like, but I decided to use pic. So I call it pic 3. This is pic 3. And I remember now, this is not a GIF file. This is a JPEG file. So all these things are important to note. I click save. When I click save, if I go back to my folder, I click my folder. If you check here and I see I have 3 files, pic 1, pic 2, pic 3. So, and you have, this is GIF file, this is GIF file. Okay, this one's still saved as GIF file, so we still use GIF. So we come here, under this we select, send it to pic what? 3. This, leave the height and the width as the same. We save it, we come to the output file, which is the browser. I bring it down so that it will enter into the recording screen. I click here and I press enter. You see now, Ronaldo picture is now showing here. So that's how to insert pictures. I hope that is clear to you. Now, let's make progress. Now we have done how to add images. We have done the width and the height. So now we go to the list tag. How do you add lists in HTML? Now we have different kinds of lists. The first type of list we have what is called the ordered list. You can see here the tag is OL, ordered list, OL, opening tag OL, closing tag /OL. This is the ordered list tag used to list items on the web page. I give an example. So what am I going to do now? We have the ordered list. You see the opening tag here. You see the closing tag here. So whatever you want in the list is in between, which you start with a list tag, which is LI, opening, type whatever you want to put. I put mangoes here, closing LI. These are all the lists, guavas, So what will I do? I will copy this from this point. I'll copy it down. See the point I copied? I right click, I click copy, and I come to my code editor. As usual, I put it under, press enter, I paste it. Now you can see my list here is there. Ordered list, mangoes, guavas, bananas. Let me adjust this properly so that it stays in line with the other one. Okay, then I save it. If I click save, I open up my browser. Where's my page which I'm working on? This is it here. This is the page. Is this the page? Okay, let me check again. Okay, this is it. This is the one we've been working on. So if I press on it, click on it, and I press enter, you will see it reflect. I press enter now. Let me take it up. You will see that the list is now showing. Let me scroll down a bit. Scroll down. You can see it below here. We have mangoes, we have bananas, we have guavas, and we have bananas. So that list has been added. You can see that we are following it serially so that we can capture all that we are doing. So we go back. So we have done for the ordered list. Now let's come to the unordered list. Now this UL represents unordered lists. This is unordered list tag, which is when you intend to list items with bullets on a web page. So we do the same thing. We still have the same content here, but let's see how the result is different. We copy this, right click, and we highlight it, right click, then we click copy. When we click copy, we go back to the code editor, which is WordPad++, bring it down here, then we paste it. You remember the first one is ordered, the second one here is unordered. So I also align this one properly, which doesn't really matter, but let me apply it for the purpose of coding, and I save it. Click save. I come down to this, bring my browser up, and I click here. I bring this down here so that we can see that it be inside the record screen. I press enter. Now to see the effect, we have to scroll down. So let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. Okay, showing down, but let me bring it up. Okay, let me maximize it so that we can see it. Let me maximize it. Okay, I scroll down here. I drag the scroll down. Now you can see the difference. The first set is the ordered list. It's given 1, 2, 3. Then the ordered list uses bullet points, dot, dot, dot. Now let me bring out the code so that you can see the difference. Now I bring the code close to it. So this is the code for the first one, which gives you 1, 2, 3. See, it's under the ordered list. Then the unordered list gives you the bullet points. I hope that is clear to you. Now let's make progress. So now we also have what is called the nested lists. Now the nested list is used to create a sub-list within a list. Now let's note that before we continue. Note, putting another element inside another is called nesting. That's why it's called a nest list. The other outer element is the parent element, and the inner element is the child element, so like parent and child. To organize the parent and child element, it is indented and is pushed in. That's what I mean by indent. This enables you and anyone reading your code to understand what has been done. So, as usual, we're going to copy this, we'll highlight it, then we'll right-click, we click copy, we go back to the code editor, then underneath this, we paste it, Control V, paste. When we paste it, you can see it's an unordered list, then list here. Okay, it's here. Okay, it starts from here. Okay, let's move this one to this side. Then, okay, we're starting from this point. So unordered list here, we have list mangoes. Then under, you now have another UL, another list here, this code. Let's align this ones properly. Then let's see how it works now, how this code here works. So we save it as usual. We open the browser, click the browser. This is the one we've been working on. We click here. So we click on the, we click it on, we put here, we click it on the browser, we press enter so that it can be refreshed. Press enter, then we maximize so that we can see the results. Let's maximize and scroll down. Now you see the difference. You see the mango is here, then under you see sub buttons here. Then you have red apples, green apples, guavas, mangoes. Now let me bring back the code editor. I bring back the code editor. Now you see how the code is. Now the first one was the mangoes, which is here, which is this one. Then you still have your UL on other list. Then you put these other options here: red apples, green apples, guavas, and the rest. And you close it with another list. You see how it appears. So you see how there's three different list appear. So you have the first one, other list, second one on other list, then this one, the nested list. So we are making progress. Let's make progress. Now we come to the final topic for today, which is tables. So we'll deal with table tags. Table tags. So the table tag is simple and straightforward. You have table slash table. This is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. So to create tables on a web page, this is used to create tables on a web page. Remember that tables consist of rows and columns. That's important to note. So inside the table tag, we have what is called attributes, which is the TR. TR means table row slash table row. Then we have TH, which means table or table heading. Now that is important to note. So now let's make progress. We come here. So you can see now we have table row, we have table heading, names, age, sex, states. This is the table heading. Now let me copy this first one and see what comes out of it. I right click. If I right click, I come to the code editor, I paste it under, Ctrl V. And I save. These ones are supposed to be indented to this direction. Let me tab it. Indented. Click here. Indent. Click here. Indent. Click here. Indent. Let me save it and see what it comes up with. So I come to the file we've been using. I click, I refresh, press enter, I scroll down. Let's see what has happened. Now if you notice very well, you notice that you have names, age, sex, and states, like in the table folder. So this is the heading of the table. So let's get the full table and add to it. So let's come back here. So remember, we've not copied every other attribute. So now this is the table heading, name, age, 6. Now this is the full table context. This is the first one we copied. We copied from this point to this point and we stopped. Now we're going to copy the content of the table. You still have /tr here. Then you start another table row. You see this is table row. Then this is table data, GDay, which is under the names, 35 under the age, male under the sex, and Kano under the state. But let's copy it in full. We copy from this point here. Copy down. We are copying for 2. We right click, copy, then we go to the table, then we paste it under. So we still have to indent, even if we leave it like that to work, but let's just do it properly. We come back here, we come back to the table row, then we indent this ones. The essence of the indent is for people to be able to read your code properly, so that there'll be no anybody who is reading your code, even you, when you go back later in future to look at your code, you understand what you did there. Now let's go back. Let's take this one comes here. These are the contents of the table. Comes here too. Yes, comes here too. This one comes here. Yeah, this one goes back. Okay, click here. This one comes back here too. Then the final one, then we click save. If we click save here, Then we come back to the code. Okay, we're on the code editor now. Let's go back to the browser, which is this. And we refresh the browser by clicking on the browsing points, the browsing file here up and pressing enter. Then we scroll. You can see now that the names, age, sex. We have Jide, 35, male, Kano, Helen, 30, female, Lagos. Now let's bring out the code editor so that you can see. Let's explain it in. So let's bring it down, the code editor. Okay. Now watch it very well. So the first one, we had names, which is the heading, TH, you notice, is for the headings. You had names, close it, TH. The next heading was age. The next heading was sex. The next heading was state. For the TH, the T as the heading tag that you close with the T-row tag, because you started with the T-row tag, with the table row tag. Then we have the table row tag for the items. Now you can see that this is no longer table heading. This is now table data. TD, GD, which is for this one. 35 for the next one. Male for the next one. TD. You close that one, close that row. That is for this whole line. Then you do for the second one, T table row, Helen, table data. First one, Helen, table data. Second one, 30, female, then Lagos. So this is how to create. So far, what have we copied? What have we studied? Sorry, we have studied how to add links to a web page using HTML coding, how to add images, how to add lists, and also how to add tables. So to gain more understanding about these topics, it's important that you make reference to our first lesson, which is the HTML beginners tutorial crash course lesson 1. So you click the link on the video below and it will take you back to lesson 1 so that you can get the introduction and have a good understanding. Also, if you have any questions or you do not understand anything that has been taught in this second lesson, please feel free to comment, to share your comment or share your questions below the screen. Share your questions, ask your questions, and if you understand it, give us a thumb up, make your comments, share your ideas, and if there's anything you also want us to cover, any questions you want to ask, you can also do so. So my name